The sky above the valley slowly shifted from soft amber to deep shades of blue. The first evening star twinkled faintly, hanging over the silent mountains like a lonely lantern guiding lost souls home. The cold breeze brushed against Alina's cheeks, but she didn't mind. It felt grounding, like nature reminding her she was still here, still breathing. The old man stood quietly beside her, leaning slightly on his wooden cane. His presence felt strangely comforting, like a light that didn't ask for attention, but still made the darkness less frightening. After a few moments of silence, he spoke. "Do you know why people come to the mountains?" he asked. Alina looked at him, unsure if he expected an answer. "To escape," she guessed softly. He shook his head with a gentle smile. "No, not to escape. People come because mountains don't judge them. They accept your silence, your tears, your fears, everything." Alina absorbed his words like someone thirsty for understanding. The river below continued its slow journey. Its gentle movement felt like a calming rhythm, steady, patient, unbothered by the world's chaos. The old man took a slow breath before saying, "I was about your age when life first broke me." Alina turned toward him, listening silently. "I lost my job. My father fell seriously ill. And I felt like I had nothing left to give." He paused. "I came to this very bridge that winter. I cried for hours. There was nobody except the mountains and the river, and somehow that was enough." Alina whispered, "How did you get through it?" "By allowing myself to feel it," he replied. "People tell you to be strong, but sometimes, strength is letting yourself be weak." His words hit her heart like warm sunlight melting frost. She looked down at the slow-moving water and said quietly, "I've been pretending to be fine for too long." The old man nodded. "Most people do. Until they break. But you," he looked at her kindly, "you came here before breaking completely. That means your heart still believes in healing." A small, shaky smile touched Alina's lips. For a while, neither said anything. The bridge creaked gently under the shifting wind. Birds were returning to their nests. Somewhere far away, a distant church bell rang, signaling the arrival of evening. Then Alina asked a question she hadn't asked anyone in years. "Does the pain ever go away?" He didn't answer immediately. Instead, he looked at the mountains, their dark silhouettes standing tall against the fading sky. "No," he finally said. "But it becomes quieter. Softer. Like an echo instead of a storm." Alina felt those words settle deep inside her chest. He continued, "The goal isn't to erase pain. It's to carry it with peace." For the first time, Alina understood. Maybe life wasn't about being unbroken. Maybe it was about learning to walk even with the cracks. She exhaled slowly. The breath she released felt like a burden leaving her. The old man stepped beside her and rested both hands on his cane. "You remind me of my daughter," he said. Alina looked at him gently. "Where is she?" A shadow fell over his expression, but only for a moment. "She lives far from here. Busy with her own life. We talk sometimes, but not like we used to." There was longing in his voice. Not regret, just love missing its old place. "I'm sorry," Alina said softly. He shook his head. "That's how life is. People drift, even when they care." Alina nodded. She knew that all too well. With the evening deepening, the valley grew colder. Fog began dancing over the river like soft white ghosts. The smell of moist earth rose into the air, mixing with the scent of distant pinewood smoke from village chimneys. Alina rubbed her arms and shivered slightly. The old man noticed. "Come," he said kindly. "There's a small bench by the pine trees. It blocks the wind." Alina followed him. Her footsteps were small and slow, but lighter than before. The bench was old, perhaps as old as the bridge, and covered in faint carvings, names, initials, little hearts. Stories left behind by strangers. She sat down, pulling her shawl tighter. The old man took a seat beside her, but kept a respectful distance. "You know," he said, "most people think a peaceful life is one with no problems." He smiled, shaking his head. "But peace isn't outside. It's inside. How do you find it? Alina asked, genuinely wanting to know. By listening, he said simply. To your breath. To your heartbeat. To the silence around you. He pointed at the mountains. Nature teaches you something humans forget. Nothing beautiful rushes. Alina stared at the mountains rising like ancient guardians, unmoving and eternal. Her voice softened. I feel like I've been running for years. You have, he said gently. Not with your feet, but with your mind. His words pierced straight through her. Alina lowered her eyes. I don't know how to stop. He chuckled softly. You just did. She looked up at him, confused. He gestured around them. You're here. Sitting. Breathing. Listening to yourself. That's how stopping begins. Something inside her softened even more. For the first time since she arrived, she felt a small spark inside her. The spark of possibility. The old man stood up slowly. I must head home before it gets too late. My old bones don't like the cold much. Alina rose too. Will you come tomorrow? She asked before she could stop herself. He smiled, a warm grandfatherly smile. If the mountains allow, I'll be here. Alina felt something she hadn't felt in a long time, hope. The old man extended his hand gently, and she shook it. You'll be fine, young one, he said softly. Trust this valley. Trust silence. And most importantly, trust yourself. He turned and began walking toward the village, his cane tapping lightly against the path. Alina stood alone on the bridge, watching him disappear into the evening fog. But for the first time in months, she didn't feel alone. The mountains stood behind her. The river whispered beneath her feet. And somewhere deep inside, a quiet, gentle peace began growing.